have time to work is the reason, and it's something that I, have.
But I didn't have so much time for making the art itself anymore.
These are the factors which hinder you from developing in a certain style, or experiencing different things, or exploring different things, because you have to think about earning a living and surviving all the time.
So I think I need now a little bit silence, and otherwise this country is wonderful if you would like to work, if you would like to concentrate really on the art.
Basel, when I came here first, I thought it's very quiet and peaceful.
For me, Ojamo is a nice place. Yeah, it has a very rich in nature or its environment.
Una de las cosas que me gusta de Basel, de Suiza, es eso, ¿no? Su relación muy cercana con Alemania. De hecho, porque a mí la cultura alemana me fascina.
Yeah, and also for what we do, Basel is the capital of Switzerland for graffiti art. And also it's very multicultural, it's always good as well, especially if you come as a foreigner, like he does.
Here, everything is, I don't know, it's quiet.
Familiar with Western culture and Western countries through seeing many films from Western countries.
Well, I mean, I was shocked when I came. I remember, my strongest expectation was, that I would be in a city, not in the country.
Well, people are here, they are very relaxed, and also they have their own rhythm with time, and this was the thing that I experienced the first, because I'm used to doing three things at the same time, so I had to slow down very much when I came here.
Because the second day that I've been here, I saw a man and a woman. Las personas que limpian la calle, que andan como con unos trajes verdes y amarillos. They've been cleaning a big thing, the ticket machine, It's like estuvieron limpiando como si fuera la mesa de su casa, ¿no?
Out of gas, still burning.
Coming from Manhattan and then coming to Rien was a change, but I went to sleep the next day. I found out that it's a really good place to be.
When you're gone from your place and you come back into your home, then things change and you look at it differently. And it's like when I left here, I just found, like the stuff he says now, I found Switzerland just to be very organized, very clean, there's not enough space to break out somehow. And when I went to Cape Town, that was just exactly what I could do. And it was just, I didn't find it that there's enough action here. There's just like, there is stuff happening, but it's all still within its borders. And in Cape Town, sometimes it's just like this funny stuff happening all the time.
Because if I would like to do something, it's just lonely, it's not working so well. I have to ask everything 2 times, 3 or more, and yes, tomorrow, so everything is going just tomorrow. But you know, every day has a tomorrow.
When we first came here, we were not disappointed, but because we're working and sleeping in the same space, so that means we can't paint inside. Because of the fumes, you can't paint and live in the same room. But at the same time, that now we're trying to find ways of working differently, like what else could we do while we're here, you know, like what other materials could we use, and which, if we would have just come here and it would have been easy to get walls and to paint inside, then we would have just done that finish probably. But now, because we can't do that, it's like we have to find different venues to go into.
You are a stranger, so you feel strange. This is not my environment, so obviously I feel strange, but not uncomfortable. And when I see people look at life differently or do things differently, yes, I feel strange, but that's just something I accept. I don't know if feeling strange is a bad thing.
That I feel myself, of course, as a foreigner more. I feel that I'm the outsider, but I also feel that I get more insight on what I am, who I am, and what I want, and yeah.
I'm not come from, I don't know, from India or something like this. I'm come from Europe, and I think the difference is not huge.
I mean, it's strange. The language, not knowing the language is difficult. You know, we were talking the other night about, me and a Hungarian artist, about, you know, Swiss people, and we have a totally different view on them. That on one hand she says that they're not engaging and they don't have a lot of energy, and I thought that it was opposite. You get away from these pressures and structures, in fact. So I guess, you know, the lack of structure might be good.
Yeah, but I know that I have the time, and I don't have a deadline or limit that I really have to like accomplish something. That's great. It's like, that's freedom. And then I also feel if you don't get motivated by this idea, then you are in a wrong business.
In generally, you feel a little bit yourself alone here.
For someone foreign to meet, you know, meet people when you're not in an institution, when you're not at a, you know, like a school. You know, some kind of structured program like that, where here, like, it's very open, and there's no obligation, then just that connection with people, you know, is good.
It has its own circles, like people are used to working with each other, and then there's certain types of artists who work with certain types of artists, so this is always the thing wherever I go.
What really inspired me in Basel is a lot kind of water. It's fantastic. A lot kind of everywhere in the city. Not just the river. I don't know, they use everywhere on the streets.
I witnessed this Davos demonstration in Basel when the policemen closed all the roads in Barfüsserplatz, and it was against the global trade conference. And I found it really interesting. I never thought that it would happen here because it's a peaceful small town, but I found it quite scary actually, because they were prepared for some kind of a terrorist attack, and people were smiling and they thought it was very theatrical. It was not. It was like a performance.
I consider this life's experiences transforms into my art work. I don't take the subject from other sources and do artwork for that. It's not the transformation one thing to art, but it has to come through myself.
For me, I have to be artist in Cuba. I have to get my work in Cuba. I have to create in Cuba, you know. It's a very controversial.
I see people here, which is also another thing which is strange. I see people leaving their gloves lying around and people pick it up and put it on a place just in case the person comes back because he's lost the glove. Back home people will be like, ah, cool, here's a glove. You know.
So I'm working on ideas that are not new to Basel or this residency, but I do have some other ideas from coming here and meeting, you know, a different artist here.
Always, when you spend time in under controversial situation, I think that you can get better ideas, you know. Here I have some artist friends, but I think that the art is very different. I don't know, it's like comfortable art, you know. It's like make art for some, I don't know, for the people, go to the gallery, buy a picture or something. It's different. I think that it's different, and at the same time it's the thing that they, I don't know, they have to do because they don't have another things for, I don't know, about what, or things for talk about, I don't know, about the tram.
If we experience something, it may not necessary to come on the next work. It is it is something like an evolution process.
And here's a story about being free.
Doesn't matter where I close the door and where do you play in which place.
Yeah, for me, biggest challenge is to continue the work and actually make it done.
You know, New York's a great place to leave and also to go back to.
And anyway, I can't live outside Cuba, you know, the rest of my life. You know, I can spend 6 months or 1 year or something, but I have to come back to Cuba.
Because now you see different sides of it and you start to miss what before was just normal to you.
It's a strange idea. I mean, we just go somewhere else and we get to know other kind of way of living, and then we do our art project. Basically it's the same as home, but there's always some differences, like practical and very, like it's always I think it's always a small cultural shock to go somewhere, so it's kind of crazy.
appreciate your own country more when you go away from it.
This sort of experience widens our perspective of living.
It's very important to be abroad, to look around in the world.
It really depends how happy you are wherever you stay.
You need to feel the smell of the world.